This is lesson 3-7, dividing decimals. Our central question, how can you divide a decimal by another decimal? Again, here's a good picture for you. You never have to copy down the picture on the first page unless I say so. So they can show how they're moving the decimal, and I'm going to show you that in the examples. No vocab for this lesson. All right, example number 1. We have 3 divided by 6/10. So what we're going to do is when you have a decimal in your divisor, you have to get rid of it. You can't divide with a decimal in your divisor. You have to get rid of it. Now that's only if it's on the outside. If it's on the inside, like we did in the last lesson, you just bring it up. If it's on the outside in the divisor, you have to get rid of it. And all you do is you take it and you move it to the right until it's at the end. So in this case, for 6/10, we would move it one place, and now it's at the end. So now our number is just 6. But whatever we do to the divisor, we have to do to the dividend. So we have to do to the number on the inside. The number 3 doesn't have a decimal. So remember, when we don't have a decimal, we always assume it's at the end of the number. So if it's at the end of the number, we would have to move it over one place to the right, and that means we would have to add a 0 there because there would be nothing there. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. So now I have 30 divided by 6. And now I just divide like I normally would. Can 6 go into 3? And it can't, so I put a 0. How many times does 6 go into 30? And it goes into 30 5 times. And it goes in evenly, so our answer is 5. Example number 2. We have to get rid of that decimal in the divisor. So this time we have to move it over to the right until we get rid of it. So we have to move it 1, 2 places. We have to do the same thing in our dividend. 1, 2 places. And now I want to rewrite. So now I have 250 divided by 50. So I ended up getting rid of the decimal in both of those numbers because I had to move it over twice in both of those numbers. So now I just divide like normal. Can 50 go into 2? And no, it cannot. Can 50 go into 25? We know it can't. How many times does 50 go into 250? It goes in 5 times. And it goes in evenly. So our answer again is 5. Example number 3. We look at our divisor, 9/10. We have to move it over one place. So we have to do the same thing in our dividend. Move it over one place and we'll rewrite. Now we have 36 divided by 9. And that actually goes in evenly. 9 cannot go into 3, but 9 does go into 36 4 times. So our answer is 4. Our last example, 4/10. We have to move that decimal one place. So we have to do the same thing in our dividend, move it over one place. And let's rewrite. 88 divided by 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 0 left over. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 8 again 2 times. And it goes in evenly. So our answer is 22. So Just to recap really quickly, if you have a decimal just in your dividend, you just bring it straight up. If you have a decimal in your divisor, you have to move it over to the right until it gets to the end. And then however many places you moved it over in your divisor, you have to do it in your dividend. Okay, here are your practice problems. Doing the same thing we just did in the examples. Don't forget your word problem or question, and rate your understanding.